7 women. A rooftop in Mumbai, 80 rupees borrowed from a local social worker, and absolutely zero business experience between them. That's where one of India's greatest business empires began. No VC funding, no MBA degrees, no celebrity endorsements, no fancy office. Just 7 housewives who were tired of being financially dependent. And a recipe for Papad that was about to change everything. Today, Lijjat Papad is a 1,600 crore rupees organization. It employs over 45,000 women across India. It exports to more than 15 countries. And it operates on a business model that even Harvard professors study. The year is 1959. The place is Lohana Niwas, a chawl in Girgaon, Mumbai. 7 women from the Gujarati community, most of them homemakers with no income of their own, decide they want to contribute financially to their families. They don't have qualifications. They don't have capital. What they have is a skill. They know how to make papad. They borrow 80 rupees from a social worker named Chaganlal Karamsi Parekh. They buy raw materials. They roll papads on that rooftop. And on 15th March 1959, they sell their first batch. The response is immediate. Neighbors love it. Local shops want more. Within weeks, more women from the building join in. Then, women from nearby chawls. Here is the key decision they make early. One that defines everything that follows. They register as a cooperative, not a company, not a partnership, a cooperative, where every woman who joins is an equal member, not an employee. Every member earns based on what she produces. There are no bosses. There are no shareholders extracting profit. The surplus goes back to the members. That one structural decision is the entire secret to Lijjat's longevity. Growth in the early years was organic and relentless. Word spread through chawls, neighborhoods, and women's networks. The model was simple. Any woman could join. She would come, collect raw dough in the morning, roll papads at home, and return the finished product in the evening. She would be paid for every batch that met quality standards. No office required, no commute, no childcare conflict. A woman could work around her family responsibilities and still earn an independent income. By the mid-1960s, Lijjat had expanded beyond Mumbai. Branches opened across Maharashtra, then Gujarat, then the rest of India. Each branch operated on the same cooperative principle. Fully autonomous, locally managed, but connected to the central quality and brand standard. By the 1970s, they had added detergents, flour, and other products under the Lijjat brand. But papad remained the heart. And then came the masterstroke that most people don't know about, Shyam. In the 1970s, Lijjat launched a TV advertising campaign featuring a rabbit named Shyam. The jingle, Karam Kuram, became one of the most recognized sounds in Indian advertising. It ran for decades. It made Lijjat a household name far beyond its core market. A cooperative of housewives had just outmarketed professional FMCG companies. With a cartoon rabbit. Let's break down why Lijjat's model is genuinely brilliant. Because this is where the MBA lesson lives. First, zero labor cost in the traditional sense. Members are not salaried employees. They are co-owners who earn per unit of production. This means Lijjat has no fixed wage burden, no HR crises, no strikes, because the workers are the owners. Second, distributed manufacturing. Production happens in homes across thousands of locations. There is no single factory that can be shut down by a fire, a flood, or a labor dispute. The supply chain is inherently resilient. Third, quality as non-negotiable. Here's what is remarkable. Despite this decentralized model, Lijjat maintained absolutely consistent product quality. How? Every batch is inspected before payment. If a batch fails quality, the member is not paid for it. This creates self-regulation. Every woman has a financial incentive to get the quality right, because she suffers if she doesn't. Fourth, no outside capital, ever. Lijjat has never taken a bank loan for expansion. Growth is funded entirely from internal surpluses. This means no debt, no investor pressure, no quarterly earnings call to worry about. They grow at their own pace, on their own terms. Fifth, the dignity model. This is the one that gets overlooked in business schools. Lijjat didn't just give women income, it gave them ownership. They aren't workers for someone else's dream. They are members of their own organization. That psychological ownership creates a level of commitment no salary can buy. No business story is complete without adversity. Lijjat had plenty. In 1974, during a period of national crisis and economic instability, Lijjat faced severe raw material shortages and financial pressure. The members voted unanimously to take a temporary pay cut rather than let the organization collapse. That's not something hired employees do. That's what owners do. In the 1990s, when liberalization brought multinational competition into every product category, Lijjat doubled down on quality and trust rather than price wars. They didn't slash prices to compete. They leaned on 6 decades of consumer trust, exactly the same playbook we saw with Borland last week. They also faced internal governance challenges as the organization scaled, managing 45,000 members across hundreds of branches, maintaining consistency, resolving disputes, all without a traditional corporate hierarchy. Their solution was a strict cooperative charter, regular member meetings, and a culture where the institution's reputation was treated as sacred. The organization survived because the members believed in something bigger than their individual paycheck. Here are your 3 takeaways. Write these down. 1. Structure determines culture. Lijjat made everyone an owner, not an employee. The result? Accountability, loyalty, and resilience that no HR policy can manufacture. Ask yourself, does your team feel like owners or like hired hands? 2. Constraints breed creativity. No money, no education, no connections. These women had every reason to fail. Instead, they turned constraints into design principles. Distributed manufacturing, home-based production, community trust, all of it emerge from necessity. Your constraints are not your problem. They are your blueprint. 3. Purpose is the ultimate moat. Lijjat was never just about Papad. It was about women's dignity, financial independence, and community. That purpose attracted members, built loyalty, and created a brand story no competitor could replicate. If your business only stands for profit, you are one better-funded competitor away from irrelevance. 7 women, 80 rupees, a rooftop, and 65 years later, 1,600 crores rupees, 45,000 lives changed, and a brand that has outlasted empires. The Lijjat Papad story is not just inspiring. It is a masterclass in cooperative economics, distributed operations, quality systems, and purpose-driven branding, all wrapped in one of the most human business stories India has ever produced. If this video made you think differently about what a business can be, then do this right now. Subscribe to 10-Minute MBA. Every week, 1 real case study. 10 minutes, 0 fluff. That's the promise. Drop a comment. Tell me, which part of the Lijjat story hit you hardest?